Wow. It's
okay, and we're officially live. I think, yeah, we are. We're live. So, hello everyone. Welcome to another live with me.
hello.
And today we have here Hannah. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm Sam's brother's girlfriend, and just got here like a minute ago.
She was booking it. Yeah, she was booking for. I was like, "You better get here at 6." So here she is, and she made it. And yeah, so today, hello, Jason. Today we're gonna talk about relationships, and as you guys know, I'm not in a relationship, as I've like broadcasted on YouTube. Single as a Pringle. Hello, Madison. But she is. She's, as she just said, she's in a relationship with my brother.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I have a list of questions for you.
Yes.
And we're gonna go deep dive right in.
Okay, let's do it.
So let's start with like the dating story. Even I don't know how you and my brother started dating.
Really?
So please share.
So we met on the tennis courts. It was like a year ago and some change. And I went on my own to just hit against the wall, and he was with a couple of friends, and they were one person short for a game. So he like came over and asked me, and then that's how we got each other's like contact info.
Okay. Wait. So who hit on who first?
So he came up to me while I was playing on my own, and he asked basically if I wanted to join their game. And then we kind of just started playing for like about at least a month, but like almost every single day. Yeah, so we spent a lot of time together, and yeah.
Hello. Okay. So very interesting. I did not know this. So like from when you guys first met, when were you guys officially boyfriend, girlfriend? Did you guys have that conversation?
Yeah, I think he kind of brought it up first, and it was like maybe a little bit over a month into the first day we met.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't all like,
thank you for staying up.
Sunshine and butterflies, only because that game, so he was with two friends, and like I'm friends with them now. Mm-hmm. But when we were playing the game, his friend's sister had to leave early, so she was like next to the nets, and I actually ended up breaking her glasses because her brother hit a really hard ball to me, and then like it went off my racket, it bumped off my racket, and then hit her like right here.
Hello.
She was fine. Okay. But it's pretty funny. Like, it was kind of traumatizing at first though. So
wait, so when my brother asked you to be your boyfriend, girlfriend, how did he ask you?
He basically asked, sorry, Chauncey, if you did.
Yeah, Chauncey. So I have a brother. I know I only talk about my sister on this channel, and you've only seen her, but I also have a brother. And turns out he's been dating. How long have you guys been dating?
Like a year and some change.
A year and some change. So my brother is in a relationship before I'm in a relationship. So he's 20, and here I am, 24, single. Anyways, yeah. So how did he ask you?
He kind of just asked like what we were. And, like we both, he had been in a few relationships before. Yeah,
so my brother basically dates a lot and is in a lot of relationships. Really? Well, I think so.
I mean, yeah, he's did I
just expose him?
I did not know this. I need to talk to him about it.
Hey!
He told me about it, and yeah, like he has talked to a lot of girls, so, but I don't know, I think this is both of our first like serious relationship. I think. This is my first relationship, so
nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So my next question is, so this is a question that one of my friends had asked me. Mm-hmm. How do you manage to not feel claustrophobic in a relationship and feel like a need to explore other options? Because granted, yes, I want to be in a relationship, but there's always like, what about this other person or that other person? So how do you not think about that?
I feel like it's just like very natural to kind of have those like prospecting kind of thoughts when you're just like looking into kind of getting into a relationship. But like, okay, I'll answer the first part of the question first. With claustrophobia, I think, everyone kind of feels that way because everyone has a certain way that they live. And when you meet another person, you're not just meeting them, you're meeting like the way they live. And then you guys are supposed to figure out how it's going to work together. So I think it's like a lot about understanding what boundaries you kind of want to start setting off and seeing if like you guys have similar boundaries that you guys can both like respect and also like enjoy from each other.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then how about the second part where how do you prevent yourself from like thinking about, oh, what about this other guy? Or like,
I think I maybe in the past I've like had those thoughts, like when I was kind of like looking to date or when I was talking to people, but I think it changes when you meet someone that like they just capture your attention so much that it's like, I don't
Can't relate.
They don't really, I don't know, think about it that much. Because, like, okay, I think, so the conversations I've had with other guys, usually they don't really end up being that great, which is why I never really continued talking to them. And what was different with him was we just kept talking. And, like, basically you find enough similarities or things you guys agree on where, like, you think, oh my God, like, how am I going to meet someone as great as, like, this person? Or something like that. This is
like very odd because you're talking about my brother, and I'm just like,
really?
It's really not that interesting.
Right, yeah.
Right, okay, I have not experienced that where I'm, like, captured by this one person. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I get obsessed over someone from time to time, but not because, like, they're, like, there's anything, I don't know, great about them. It's just, like, I have an obsessive personality sometimes.
Well, also we're young.
Yeah.
Like young love and stuff.
I mean, like love, but like so yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I ever met someone. I mean, there are people that I've met that are like really nice, but due to circumstances we are not dating or whatever. But I don't know. Weird.
Right.
Weird. I guess we'll revisit this once I get into a relationship.
Yes.
Okay. So next question: how do you communicate? Like, so do you guys do phone call or texting? Like, what's the cadence?
I feel like, okay, so usually we're just mostly having fun together.
Okay.
Like, we're always laughing, I think. That's what was different between, like, me and, like, the people I've just, like, talked to. Even if it's at my expense sometimes, we're still, like, laughing. I don't know. You probably know
his humor is, like...
His humor is very, very specific.
Yes.
But communication-wise, I'm not that great of a texter. He's an amazing texter.
Is he?
Yeah.
It must come from, like, I have the same genes because I'm a great texter too.
Right. Like, he's always, in so many different group chats and talking to so many different people all the time. It's like, it's just nuts. And I'm just here, I kind of just like to, happen upon meeting people and like having like deeper conversations that way. But yeah, so all of our conversations are just like jokes, figuring out where to meet each other and like over the phone.
Yes, I smile a lot, which is not an issue, but I do smile a lot. But yes, and I am a great texter. So if people have the luxury of having my phone number, you guys already know how great of a texter I am.
She has a very bubbly personality. I've only met her like, I don't know, we've only like talked to each other a few times.
Yeah,
I think that's the first thing. Like,
yeah. I think I first met you this past January-ish, Chauncey's birthday. So yeah, and then she's been staying with us. Yeah. So we should have a viewing party. Okay. LOL. Next question. If you have a disagreement, how do you resolve it? So I will preface this with, I am bad when it comes to disagreements. I will either run away and not address it at all, which is like a common thing. Or this is something I've done in the past and it has gotten me
interesting.
Where like this person now hates my living guts. Like I used to do this thing where I block that person and unblock them and then block them and unblock them, depending on like how I feel about them at that day. I'm like, today you're making me mad, so I'm gonna block you. And then that was like very immature Sam. That was like undergrad Sam. Like mature Sam is just like, let's have a conversation. But like, how do you like deal with disagreements, you and Chauncey?
Okay, well, first to your blocking phase, I think everyone's like, I know so many people who do that, and honestly, it's just like sometimes that works for people, you know. And so wait, what was the?
So how do you and Chauncey? Do you guys have arguments?
Oh. Yeah, I mean, like, I think every couple, it could be like something really small, and sometimes like every couple of months it'll be some kind of like big thing. But I think like my biggest thing between arguing is how we argue.
Okay.
Like, I think that's super important for me because like relationships will always have arguments. Like, no one's the same person. So I think just being able to ride out those like things that you guys disagree on is really important to just like keep it going, because it's so easy when you're like feeling a type of way that makes you want to react in a way that kind of like destroys the relationship. But I think it's kind of something I've learned over the years, like especially with the people I've like been super close with, which is like my like my little sister. Like her and I used to fight like crazy when we were younger, because it's like sisters, you know. And then you kind of just grow into like more of this communication where it kind of just works.
So are you the type to like let it fester, or do you address the issue head on?
Okay, so I am the type to address it head on, and I'm actually, so I do realize though people like disagree in different ways. And so I think I've learned that it's kind of important to not think that maybe the way I like to come at disagreements is like gonna be the best way. I think it's really interesting.
You're very wise.
You and Chauncey have the same like disagreement thing where like he's kind of the type to kind of get some space from the issue that's happened. And like definitely that is okay, because I think I've definitely been the type where like I get so in my feels about this like conversation that I just need to walk away, because if I don't, I'm just gonna like blow up. But I think we're in the works of, you know, like kind of trying to figure out how to make that okay. Because usually when I think Hannah 1.0 arguing maybe would have just like, I don't know, like slammed the door and walked away or something. But now I try to say, you know, like, this is making me really upset. I need some time. Let's just think about this and then leave. Like, at least like let them know.
Okay. Wow. Communication. We love communication.
It's so hard.
It is so hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, because growing up, Chauncey and I and my sister, when we get in fights, we don't address it. It was just something that we just gave each other silent treatment and just went to talk for a couple days, and all of a sudden we start talking to each other. So we never addressed the issue. We kind of just let it slide. So I think that kind of like crept up until even now, where like even if something's bothering me, I won't really tell the other person, which is really bad. But I'm working on communication. So like I feel like it works for people who can easily like just let go of those like. I can't let go of anything.
Yeah, I don't. For girls, it's just not possible. But I'm starting to learn that with guys, it's like, you know how guys are super competitive and they can like fight each other physically and then the next day be fine. Girls are not like that. Like girls will hold a grudge. So I think that's like a huge communication thing between guys and girls.
They've been together for a year and then some. Yes, you have to talk when you're coming to the wrong pages. Yeah, I'm not good at that.
We have the same reaction.
Okay, so how old are you?
22. Just turned 22.
Okay, and my brother, he's 20?
Yeah.
How does it feel dating a younger guy? Do you ever get questions like that?
Definitely. Almost like every time once they like learn that I'm older.
Okay.
It's really funny because it's not really something that has been an issue between us for the both of us.
Yeah.
I think if anything, like I didn't kind of realize that he was younger just because, well, first of all, like he's really smart. Like you must know.
He's a genius, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it drives me crazy.
He thinks he's always right all the time. God. And I'm just like, I'm gonna strangle you. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that's his like thing.
Yeah.
But I think like we definitely have like more experience in like just what we know in different areas, and I think that just really helps. But
I don't know, because like in my experience, like dating, I would never date younger. I always say I notoriously date older and like probably too old.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. Because like my age range used to be up to 33, and then like a lot of my friends were like, Sam, like those people are thinking about marriage, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not thinking about marriage, like not at all, not even close. So I was like, gotta lower that. So now my age range is, I think 24 to 30. So that's like an okay age range. But yeah, because I don't know, because guys don't mature. Not mature at all.
Yeah. Well, I kind of agree with that. Like most guys are usually like matured a lot later than girls are.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because I was actually into older guys like when I was younger too.
Okay.
So I was actually kind of shocked. Like I think at first when I met him, when I learned that he was younger, I kind of like, I mean, usually like there's something that also shows me that like, oh, this guy and I are not going to click. But for some reason we still clicked. And I think it might be due to like the fact that we get really playful with each other. So it's just like, it's nice to be a kid with someone.
Okay. I see that. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Good night. Okay. Let's see what else. Okay. So this is another question that was from a friend. In a world where everyone seems to be cheating, how do you feel confident in a relationship?
Okay. Luckily, I have never had to deal with figuring out someone had cheated. Okay. So like, but I do know a lot of people who have, and like, I feel so bad because it really like is just an awful experience. And I think it kind of, that experience stays for the people who, you know, try to get into new relationships. But like, luckily I haven't been able to kind of like experience those feelings. So I'm not, I'm not really sure. So like I don't have that kind of experience. So I try to just have faith that like, you know, we're not really like,
but like, so I guess you would have to be really trustful like in him. Like what makes you trust him? Not that you shouldn't trust my brother, not trying to like break you guys up. Yeah. Like how do you know to trust someone? Because like, I know in the past I've mistrusted people and they've gone behind my back or whatever. So yeah.
I think like it's also just specifically who like Chauncey kind of is. Okay. I don't know if I think you seemed a little shocked that he was the one who asked like what we were.
Because I don't know what. So I think of my brother as an awkward, clunky little kid who's smart or is too smart for his own good and cocky. But would never ask someone out.
Right. Well, it wasn't like, so he kind of asked me. Yeah. Like, but I kind of didn't really know what we were either so we were kind of just like, okay, let's just say we're going to do this and like figure it out. Because I personally had never been in a serious relationship. Yeah. So it was like new for me too. But he was someone that I was okay with like figuring it out with. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess like the whole cheating thing, I guess, yeah, you just have to trust the other person. Yeah.
I mean, he just, well, like, I don't know. It's kind of difficult. I mean, it's something where I just have to like trust him. Okay. He doesn't really do anything that makes me like concerned. He has like a ton of like girlfriends and stuff. But he's never.
Like, I was gonna say like, do you ever get jealous when like Chauncey has like female friends or like is talking to someone who's a female? Like, do you ever get those jealous feelings?
He's had a lot of things with girls, and he definitely has told me some stories where I'm just like, whoa, what? You did what to who? Like that? How?
The brother is 2 years younger. In high school.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think high school relationships are also very silly and they don't count as real relationships.
Yeah. Well, a lot of his were high school relationships.
Okay. Yeah.
So he's talked. I think he's definitely talked to a bunch of girls, but. Yeah. Like, I guess I kind of like just trust that he's like friends with them too, because it's just like, even if he like does have stuff with other people, it's like at the end of the day, I kind of just trust that our connection is like pretty strong.
I love that.
It's also because we spend a lot of time together. It's just like,
because I know like there are girlfriends who would like check their boyfriend's phones or whatever. You know?
Yeah.
I personally don't think that's okay. Like, that's your own personal thing. Not that I have anything to hide, but I'm just like, why? That just feels weird if someone was to go through my phone.
Yeah, I wouldn't really do that. I mean, if anything, like, I think we are very okay with who we hang out with, because like he's totally fine with me like talking to guys I've even like had things with before. Like, and it's like there's just so much trust that he had for me, where it was just very impressive. Like,
really?
I don't know, like, and it kind of made me like really respect that, and I just like, it just made me closer to him in that aspect.
That's nice
too, because usually like, okay, if there was a guy who wanted to look at my phone all the time and cared about who I hung out with and how I dressed and stuff, it would definitely push me away from him. And like, if anything, because he doesn't do any of that, I'm like, like, why don't you like mind about that? But it's because he trusts me. So
I mean, I think like I have a lot of guy friends too. So like, if I think it's okay for girls to have like good guy friends, and it's totally okay on the flip side for like Chauncey or any guy to have good girl friends. Female friends. I don't know. But maybe I'm just like very like, not pessimistic, but I'm just like kind of pessimistic. Cause like, I know sometimes like there's like a guy friend that you have a crush on. So like if something were to happen, like if there was a chance for something to happen, it would happen. Right. So I don't know. There's always that if thing. So, I mean, you could always wonder what if. So
sometimes like I definitely share those kind of feelings of like, because it's like, you know, I think we were going to talk about this, but relationships do sometimes get like boring or like very peaceful, and sometimes like people miss that excitement and think, you know, like instead of focusing that want in the relationship itself, they look for it elsewhere. But I think like I'm very proactive about like, any type of problems or issues we might come up with, and I always try to figure out like solutions to like what those might be.
You're a great girlfriend to have. Wow, my brother did well.
Thank you.
Okay, someone asked, can trust be rebuilt if lost? I don't. I mean, slowly maybe, but like it would have to take effort on both ends. Like, the person who broke the trust would have to really put an effort to try to rebuild it, and then the person whose trust got broken, they would have to be willing to open their hearts again to this other person, right?
And like, like wounds definitely heal, but there's definitely gonna be a scar. And it's like I do think time. It's so like
cliche.
Cliche, but time does heal like wounds, I guess.
But like, there's a skeptic in me will still wonder. So like, especially if the trust is first broken. And usually if a trust is broken, like whether it be a friendship or whatever, like I kind of just ditch them. I don't even try to mend those wounds. Like, because I'm just like, no.
Because like it's just that red flag.
Exactly.
And you want to avoid it. It's kind of weird because I was kind of like, I am kind of like that too. And I think definitely in like this relationship, I'm just like learning a lot of things through it too. Where I mean, there are definitely going to be issues like where like we'll say something and it doesn't work out the way we all want it to. I think it's tough. Like, I think that's why relationships are like really sought after, because it's like, wow, you really have to learn to forgive someone even if they do break your trust, and then like try to keep that like relationship growing despite it. And maybe it will and maybe it won't. I don't really.
Okay. Next question. How do you keep our relationship interesting? Like, what do you do?
So I don't really. I don't know. With keeping a relationship interesting. I think in the beginning, while we were like dating,
sorry,
we were definitely trying to figure out, like, find things to do, you know, to just like fill in the air where you know, because at a certain point we'll have talked about everything possible, you know, and then there's just that kind of like silence, and it's like, I'm
so bad with silence, because I'm just like,
me too, I
need to fill it up, so I just keep on babbling about something stupid. Like, especially if we're outside, I'm like, oh my god, that tree has green leaves, like, so cool.
I am like that too. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at that bird, like, it's beautiful.
The sky is blue today.
I definitely do that too. So we kind of just like to like figure out things to do, which is kind of difficult because we have a lot of different interests. But you know, like, being a little anxious and excited about a few things is like the two same sides, like two different sides of the same coin. So I kind of like it when it's like a little peaceful or boring, or like when we kind of know what's going to happen the next day and the next day after that.
Wow.
But
interesting. So in the very beginning, you guys went on dates. So like, was it like how, was it dinner dates? Was it activity-based dates? What kind of dates were they?
A lot of tennis. Like, a lot of tennis. Okay, because I think that's all of like what Chauncey did. Well, not just tennis, but badminton.
Yeah, Chauncey's
and running.
My brother is into like every single sport out there. He's the most athletic person I know.
Yeah, he's trying to do pickleball now.
What's a pickleball?
It's like mini tennis, but he thinks he's got a knack for it because it is like a mix between tennis and badminton. Yeah.
Okay. Tennis, yes. Yeah, interesting. Yes. So like, have you guys have to compromise those, because you mentioned that you guys have different interests? So do you guys ever do activities that like one person doesn't like but the other person does, or like vice versa? And what are some examples?
Definitely. Luckily, I just like to kind of like stay in shape, so I'll just do all of the sports stuff that he really wants to do, and like I still have fun doing it, even though I'm not the best. And I had like, through just kind of like playing sports with him, I've had to realize that, you know, I'm not as strong as I like to think I am. But yeah, and like, he's definitely learned that, you know, most girls do want to take a photo of the food before they eat and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely a lot of compromise in the stuff that we do.
What are activities that he likes to do that you don't necessarily like to do?
Video games.
Oh yeah, I hate video games.
It's just like, I kind of get a little nauseous playing like the ones where you're like moving around. Okay. I used to play a lot. Not a lot. Chauncey played a lot of video games. I used to play a little bit when I was younger, but I don't really anymore. So I think like I kind of feel bad in that, you know, like I
don't think you should feel bad. I feel like, I'm not that video games is a guy thing, but like more males play it than females, I would say, right?
I definitely don't have a lot of game sense, and he's like all about strategy and like how to just win the game.
The games I like to play is Nintendogs and Cooking Mama.
Nintendogs was the best. I had like a little like dash under something.
So those are my type of games. I don't like games where you have to do much beyond that. Okay, so next question: do you like spending time with Chauncey's friends and family? You could address friends first, and then we could address family after.
Okay. Will do. Friends. I've had a lot of fun meeting them. I think I was a little nervous meeting them.
Really?
Like, the first time, just because it's like, I don't know. I always thought that like, oh, you want, you know, your boyfriend's friends to like you, because it'll kind of show if you guys are actually like going to be a good match.
True. Yeah.
And yeah, I think I've liked like most of his friends. I think more like the girls, like usually than the guys, just because they're a little bit more relatable.
Okay, that makes sense.
I don't know. But yeah, definitely like the guys too have been chill. Sometimes they just want to play like basketball and I'm the only girl. Like, which I will do. I mean, like, I'm always down for like a good workout, but like other times I'm gonna be in like a dress and I can't really like do a lot of things, but I'm pretty good at keeping myself busy.
Okay. So are his friends like nerdy like he is? And losers.
Oh my god.
So yes.
No. Okay. They share a lot of like, you know, interests that sometimes I won't share.
Okay.
Like, which is like video games.
Okay.
But like I can still play. I mean, I'll lose like really badly, but
okay. Yeah. So have you introduced him to your friends? I have. And how did that go?
Yeah. Pretty chill too. Like a lot of my friends, it's really interesting because my friends were in relationships when I was single, and now that I'm dating someone, they're all single. So there's always that kind of like disconnect. Because usually it's easier to like go on double dates or triple dates. And
that's cute. I want to go on a double date. Someone just asked me out already, so I could do this.
Right? Oh, we could do like a double.
I know we could do a double date. I mean, it might be weird.
So
Chauncey might be like, what the heck? But that's fine. But yeah, so he and your friends get along then?
Pretty well. I mean, like, I don't think we don't get along very well.
Okay.
Like, we can all meet. And sometimes, like, I just want him to hang out with his friends on his own because I feel like it's just weird having a girl tag along with someone that makes sense. Known for longer. Yeah. But
would you consider yourself like clingy or no?
Okay, well, we both kind of admitted that, like, man, we are kind of clingy sometimes together, aren't we? But usually we also have enough differences where, like, sometimes we're not talking to each other the whole day.
Okay.
But, like, I will admit, I think we do like to be in close proximity with each other. Yeah.
I mean, like,
he's off in his room, like, doing something for, like, 5 or 6 hours, and then for dinner we'll, like, make something.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would be as a girlfriend, like whether or not I'll be clingy. Because like with friends, I have like 5, 6 friends I text to daily. And like if one person isn't responding, someone else will be. So like I'll be entertained throughout the day, you know? So like there's always something going on.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I'm assuming that I'm going to continue texting all my friends, even if I'm in a relationship. So maybe not. But I don't know. I like texting though.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I mean, texting certain people. Texting those 5 people. That's it. Not any more than that.
Yeah.
But
I've learned a lot that, like, I don't know, but I think maybe it could be, like, a New Yorker thing, like, to just be connected more online with your friends, just because it's so hard to, like, it's a whole thing to, like, go out and meet them, like, getting on the train and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, where I'm from, like, you can literally walk or drive over, like, to the next house, and you can hang out with them. So it's like, we don't really have to text each other unless we're like, like, where are you? Whereas here, it's like, you kind of have to be online to be able to be in touch with them.
Being clingy can become detrimental to any relationship. I think everyone needs that certain amount of time to themselves. Oh, for sure.
Definitely.
Like, I will get annoyed with someone if they just, like, spam me with texts. Like, but then again, like, if you're a close friend, I will also, like, I have this habit where I don't, like, putting one singular text. I do it in, like, series of texts instead of, like, so that's me. So I'm kind of annoying. But, like, it's okay.
Okay. I think we, like, for Chauncey and I, we stay connected.
Okay.
We're, like, because he's so good at, like, being connected.
Yeah.
But, like, I think we do have pretty good boundaries established where when we need time for ourselves, we need it. And it just kind of makes sense.
Like, how do you establish those boundaries in the very beginning? Like, I get, like, now that you're in a relationship, you guys know it because you guys have been together for so long. But, like, in the very beginning, like, was there friction? Like, I don't know.
I think it goes from, like, when you're first dating, like, you're, like, the person is, like, the first priority on the other person's mind. Because it's just, like, you're getting to know them and trying to see, like, oh, do I want to date this person? But then, like, at some point, it kind of flips. And it's, like, you know, life is still happening. You're still trying to go after, like, your career goals and, like, trying to keep up with your friends and your family. And that, like, becomes a lot.
Yeah.
And eventually that person is someone you kind of, like, make an effort to stay connected with, even if you're, like, and I think that's why people, like, want to live together and stuff, because, like, your life is still separate and you still need to take care of it. And it's just, like,
interesting.
Yeah.
Very wise. Hello. Okay.
Hello.
So, so the second part of this question: do you like spending time with family? Me.
Oh. Well, I've had such a good time so far.
Okay.
Yeah, like, we haven't really hung out, like, too many times.
Before this, we never really hung out at all. Just because, like, the first time you were here, you guys were here for, like, 2 days. Or like
we were.
Or I wasn't here that long. I think I came home.
Yeah, I don't
like random time.
Here.
Yeah, exactly. So, but this time you guys were here for a long.
Also, it's hard when everyone's like in college.
That's
and,
true.
Trying to do stuff.
Yeah. But were you nervous coming to my house in general?
I mean, definitely.
Okay.
Like, I think there might have been like a difference in like culture too.
Yeah.
Because I'm Korean and
I'm Chinese.
Yes. And so like or it could be a Midwesterner.
Thing. Like you could tell them where you're from.
I'm from Michigan. I grew up in Michigan. And so yeah. So I think coming here, like I kind of was definitely nervous because like meeting the family is definitely a big thing.
Did you ask Chauncey anything about like, did you ask about me? Like, oh my God, how do I like be friends with Samantha?
Well, or like, yeah, like, cause I'm so curious and he was not helpful at all.
I'm surprised that he didn't send you my YouTube. Like that would have been great.
No, well, stuff like that. Cause he's just kind of like, yeah, you know, they're my family. I don't think he really expected for me to be interested in getting to know you guys. Okay. But I think for girls, it's different. Like they want to understand, like, you know, like the families of like the boyfriends that are like dating. Yeah.
Wait, how is it? First of all, my mom is a monster. So how is it like meeting my mom?
Wait, I don't think it was like that at all.
I would be so intimidated. Even I'm scared of my mom.
To be honest, I definitely was like curious about her and like a little intimidated. She seems like a very strong-headed woman. Very strong-headed. Yeah. I can definitely see where he gets his own strong-headedness from. Yeah. And it's very admirable too. Yeah. So what I did was like I usually bring like a house. Oh yeah, what you did bring something. I brought a lot of like just pastries. Oh yeah, yeah. I ate a lot of them. Good to hear. Awesome. Yeah, because I was like, oh my God. I literally came home and I was like, oh my God, why are there so many pastries? And I started eating it. Well, I'm glad you did. I think I made macaroons ones too. Yeah, really bad. Those were not good. I tried them. They were awful. So I also like go through the fridge. I was like, what is this? And like, even if it's not my food, sometimes I just eat it. Yeah. So I was like, I opened it. I'm like, this is not very good. Yeah. Yeah. It was my first time, and macaroons are supposed to be like an advanced like pastry thing, but yeah. Okay. So meeting my mom she's a more intimidating one. Did you meet my dad officially? Like, do you guys say hi or anything? Yeah. I think we did officially meet. I don't remember too much about how she took it or how he took it because I was so preoccupied with being nervous. Mm-hmm. Like my heart was beating really fast. All of that stuff when you're like meeting new people. But my dad is really chill though. He's kind of like a don't care about anything type of guy. Oh, and my mom's like my mom's the alpha male of the relationship, and my dad is like the beta. That's just their relationship. Nice. How do you feel about meeting my sister, Sabrina? I feel like it was okay. So it's interesting because there was nothing ever really like that formal, but I really liked meeting her. Like I am really curious, I don't know, to like getting to know you guys, but I understand that like, you know, times are like really hectic. So it's kind of hard to kind of just like sit down and be like, oh, hi. Like, I'm this and stuff like that. So of the family, who's your favorite family member? Oh, I can't answer that once. Definitely. Me. Okay. Yeah, Asian moms are so intimidating. Like, but the thing is, like, when I become a mom, I'm gonna be the friendly mom. I'm gonna be the chill, cool mom that everyone wants to go. And I respect it. I can't bake snacks, but I'll have snacks in the house for everyone. I'll be that mom. Okay. Someone asked, how do you know what you want in a relationship if you've never been in one? I feel like that's like the tough thing because I think I had so many kind of like certain expectations that I wanted in a relationship. And then like I had to go through one to really be able to like specify what those exactly were. Because in the beginning, Chauncey and I were both like, so what's the point of a relationship and why should we be in one? Like we actually like kind of tried to have like a logical conversation about it. Of course he did. Yeah. And honestly, like I was that type too because before I met him, I kind of had it all in my head where I was like, I don't really want to be in a relationship until I'm like 35. And are you kidding me? I want to be in a relationship like now. Really? And like I had like this whole like thing in my head where like I'll be married by 27, 28 and then I'll have a baby before 30 and yeah. I mean, I don't know, like for me it was 35 because I thought all guys were just like super immature and I'd wait until they'd matured.
Okay, that's why you date older though.
It depends. If like they're older if they've been in a few relationships.
That's true.
But if you meet like a 35-year-old guy who like has only been in one, he might be a red flag.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
But
yep. So you basically can't really know what you want from a relationship until you're in one. Is that the answer?
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, you can try as hard as you can to like make maybe like over 50, like 70%, like, oh, we are going to really try and we connect enough where like, let's just try this out. And then there's a bunch of like stuff that you just don't know until you're in the relationship that you figure out, oh, like he's like this and I'm like this.
Okay. What expectations do you have going into a relationship though?
I kind of thought that just wanting to have like really good communication was enough. And like just wanting that meant that like, oh, we were going to have it.
Yeah.
And I kind of learned like, no, that's definitely not it. And maybe like your like my own idea of having like something constructive, like constructive arguments could be detrimental to the way he likes to argue. So that was something I kind of had to go through. I'm like, oh, wait, what? Like, it's not all like sunshine and rainbows.
I mean, I'm basing all relationships on rom-coms. So that's my perspective of a relationship.
Honestly, rom-coms, they are a dream.
I love rom-coms.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can imagine that real relationships are pretty hard. We're good. Hello. Okay. Let's see. We already covered the jealousy. And okay, so like at which point do you guys bring up like past relationships? Like when do you talk about that? In the beginning, middle?
I think it's just like different for everyone, but for us personally, it was kind of in the beginning. I think that was something that I was more curious about than he was. So I was like, you know, kind of curious about it, starting to ask a few questions here and there, maybe like 2 or 3 months in, just because I kind of wanted to know what kind of person I was dealing with. And like, I think growing up, I kind of learned to be really like, try to really understand why people do what they do and why they are the way they are.
Yeah.
And like, I thought, you know, I should just make sure like what kind of person is he and how do we click. That's always been on my mind, even with like the types of friends that I wanted.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think at some point you go through a bad friendship or a bad relationship and it just tells you like, I don't want this ever again. And yeah.
Okay. This is a weird question, but have you guys ever talked about marriage?
Through jokes. Like,
ooh.
I don't know, like lots of jokes, but we are in college. Yeah. And I feel like there's so much about our own lives that haven't really been figured out yet and probably won't be figured out at least until like maybe like we're 30 or something.
Sure.
So like there's also like the chance that we could develop into completely different people again, like after a few years. So we kind of just don't want to talk about things that aren't for certain.
Okay. So you're graduating in a year?
Yeah.
Okay. So not that I'm saying you guys should break up, but like typically people break up when they graduate, right? Just because like people go their separate ways or whatever. Like there's an expiration date to the relationship. Have you guys ever addressed that? What would because like he's like what 2 years younger? But 2 years younger in school or just 1 year younger in school?
2
years younger in school. Yeah. So like he's gonna be in college while you're out in the real world, right?
Actually, 1, considering the fact that I did take a gap year.
That's what I thought.
But kind of like 1 and 2.
Okay, so like yeah, so while he's in school and you're gonna be in the real world, have you guys talked about that?
We have. I think we kind of like he at least kind of has a good idea. We just know what we're up to. I think in the beginning of the relationship, we didn't really know each other enough, and we weren't that like we weren't, you know, automatically connected to the part where we were like, oh, we'll do long distance for each other. Like, no.
Would you do long distance?
Oh, that is a good question. In the beginning, we both were like, heck no, I will not do that to you. Like, just because what we've understood about long distance is that it's really tough.
Yeah.
And it's like, why do you want to put your like significant other through that? But I think as you kind of like get closer, you kind of realize like what you're willing to do to stay with each other. So for us previously, it was like, oh, if you have to move to a different location or I have to, we'll just end things. But yeah, like, and then through like, I don't know, after a few months or something, it's kind of changed into like, we just make the conversations about like, oh, what are we going to do to see each other or stay in touch?
Nice. Okay. So I've stalked your social media and I noticed you have one picture with Chauncey.
Yes.
So what's your feeling about like posting your boyfriend on social media? And does he have an Instagram, by the way?
He doesn't.
He doesn't. Okay. Does he have social media in general?
Facebook.
He has a Facebook? Okay. But does he ever post pictures there? Probably not, because no one uses Facebook, right? But yeah, what's your feeling about like social media and posting relationships?
So personally, I don't really like it just because I think it can get really easy to, you know, get really into the relationship instead of the person you're in a relationship with. And like, it's like, I see a lot of like guys like, or no, girls, well, definitely guys too, where it's like, okay, have you ever seen like a girl's post and you know the backstory is they are really bad for each other, but they look so in love?
Yeah.
When I like heard so many stories about that, I was like, oh my gosh, wait, I don't want to be that kind of like couple.
Yeah.
So I kind of try to like not post super personal things just because I don't want the way that it's perceived to change the way that I feel about the other person.
Respectable. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you guys said I love you?
Yes.
Really? Wait, okay. Yeah. How far into dating? Who said it first? I need everything.
Sorry, Chauncey. I hope this is okay.
I wonder if Chauncey's gonna watch this.
I think he will. I told him it was going to be recorded like and posted, so
okay, that's fine. But yeah, so who said I love you? The whole story, please.
He did.
Oh.
It was actually earlier into the relationship.
Wait, how early?
Yeah.
That came out of nowhere. I know. I was curious. It was like in my mind this entire time.
I love the way that you're just able to like pop out the questions. Like, where did they come from?
I'm just like, because
I want to know everything. Generating questions everywhere. Yeah. Like,
I'm entertaining as a date, clearly.
Yeah, come on.
But yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Like when he said it, it also kind of just came out of nowhere. But I think like it wasn't anything where I was like, oh, like, no, I don't want this, like that kind of thing. It was.
Wait, did you say it immediately right back?
I think I did. I'm not really sure. I just remember being very shocked that he was the first one to do it because I thought I would be.
At that point, did you actually love him though, or did you say it just because he said it?
I definitely shared those feelings of just like butterflies, you know?
I want butterflies in my stomach. I haven't felt them in so long.
But butterflies can also really quickly turn into anxiety. Okay, I'm like anxiety prone. So when stuff like just pops into like my life or like words, I'm just like, whoa, what do I do about this? But like I took it well. Okay. I think
how often you say
anything, I think he said never mind or something just to like joke, just to joke with me. And now it's kind of like this joke where I'm like, oh, like when I say it, sometimes he'll just walk away and be like, you know, this is our first date. Like,
oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
My brother can be cute. Wow. Wait, okay, so how often do you say it now? And like, is it just how often?
I think pretty often. We can get gross sometimes, but we try to keep it private.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Has he met your parents, by the way?
He has. He's been over pretty like
He went to Korea?
Oh, no. My parents live like an hour out out from where we go to school together.
Okay.
And I go home maybe like, it used to be like once a month, and maybe now it's like once every couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So my family's very comfortable.
Do they like him?
Yeah, they do.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would like my brother if I was like an outside family. Like if I was
he's very funny. My dad plays tennis too.
Oh,
so a lot of it, we always play tennis together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Wait, did he also bring like something to the like when you guys first visited back home?
He did.
What did he bring?
I think it was like a cake.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Oh wait, okay. So have you guys taken the love language quiz?
Yes.
Okay, what are each other's love language?
I'm trying to remember. I think we both shared quality time.
Yeah.
The thing that we definitely differed on was, for me, words of like affirmation are really important to me because communication is important to me.
Yes.
That was last for him.
Oh, for sure, it's last for me.
Because I think for him, his idea is like, it's so obvious. Why do we need to talk about it?
No, it's just like for me, words would just make me uncomfortable. Like someone tells me they like me, like even though like of course like I would want them to like me, I'm just like, ugh, shudder.
Really? Yeah. It's so funny because he'll always joke like, what? Yeah. But
why are we like this? But okay, so you guys shared quality time. What was his second top one then?
I think he likes gifts.
Really?
Yeah, just like, fun stuff. So I kind of took that overboard because over like Christmas, I just brought him so many games.
Games?
Games.
Okay.
Just because like he's really into just spending time like playing games with people and like he's competitive. He likes playing sports, like that kind of thing.
Wait, sorry, this just popped into my mind. Who pays for things?
We are both very like equal about it
from the very start.
Mm-hmm.
Even the first date.
Yeah, but we don't like split every check down by the middle. He basically like he'll take one, and then like if he pays for dinner, I'll get like snacks and stuff. Or like if we don't get snacks before, I'll pay for the next dinner. And then we also we split our groceries. That was a little difficult at first because when I found out that like our first time we went to Meijer together, which is like a Walmart kind of thing, the only thing he got was like pizza rolls and chips.
That sounds about right.
And like I was very much like veggies, kind of like fibrous food.
If he could, he would just eat chips and pizza for every meal.
He would. Yeah. So it was kind of weird because he would just like I wouldn't eat that much of what he had, and he wouldn't eat what I had. Yeah. But we've kind of learned to kind of just keep it together.
Interesting. So for me, in terms of like paying for first couple of dates, I would say maybe first 2 or 3 dates the guy pays, but then after that, like just split it. Like guys take turns paying. But I think for me, an indication that it is a date is if the person who asks to go on a date, they should pay. So if I ask the guy out, then I'll be the one paying. If the guy asks me out, then he'll be the one paying. That's how I see it. Because then otherwise, I'm just like, I don't know. I know it's like a very outdated type of thing, but I still like that.
I think I might have been like that too, but we were kind of like friends before. So I think it was just we were friends first, and then we admitted like we liked each other, and then I think we started dating. It wasn't like we were friends. We were like we went on a date, and then we like said we were gonna do this. We said let's do this before we even started dating. Okay. So I think like we were kind of getting used to like what it meant to be dating, and I think what matched for us is that like we just like to I don't want him I think I'm the type to get offended a little bit if the guy pays for me too much.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I'm like, why are you paying for so much? And like sometimes I think like, oh, he's giving me so much stuff because he wants something in return.
Oh, I totally get that. Sometimes I don't let guys pay because like this is like kind of crass, but like, oh, they want something physical. Like, I'm just like, I don't want to feel like I owe them something physical. Like, if I don't want to get, you know what I mean? It's weird. I think it's something more that girls can relate to, because like, not that like we should feel like we owe a guy something, but we can feel that way.
Yeah, so, exactly. Yeah. And I just get that. I just want to like get rid of any feeling of uncomfortability. So I'm just like, you know what? Let's just like split it and then not like think about
But there are but also I'm coming from a perspective where guys in the past, like, they had like kind of implied, oh, I paid for your X, Y, and Z, like I paid for dinner, then shouldn't you want to sleep with me? I'm like, no, I don't.
Yeah, but I've read so many like scary stories about that too on Reddit and stuff, and I'm just like, no, I'm not into it. Also, like, it could definitely, like, paying for stuff might like mean that that person has more like decision making.
Yeah, and then the weird power dynamic in the relationship.
I don't like that. I think him and I have been very like good about, you know, not trying to like over like power another.
Is my brother a simp?
I want to say yes and just to have him find out and be like, no.
Okay.
But no, not in like where, you know, he doesn't give me everything that I want, because, you know, like, I don't know. I think people I don't know.
Yeah.
I know. I wish. I mean, I don't know.
The thing is, like, do I want to simp for a boyfriend? Probably not. Because
I don't think so.
Because I want someone who's equal with me, and then they're constantly doing a beck and call. You're my assistant, not my boyfriend. Yeah.
To be honest, I think like when I deal with guys who do kind of simp after me, I'm just completely
turned off. Right? Yeah. Even though like they're nice, but like there's some aspect of like the chase in the game that is appealing, right? Yeah.
It's just that like when they make it obvious that they're simping after you, it's just like that means they're doing something, and you've noticed that means like they want to be with you. So that's where it comes in, where I'm just like, why are you trying to pay for everything? Why not just say in words what you want from me instead of like
very mature.
Like, so I don't know.
Are there any secrets you're hiding from him? I mean, it'll be revealed now, but like, I don't know.
Not really. We've like shared so much about each other. We're like, I don't know.
So there's nothing you're holding back. I'm not trying to cause problems right now. I'm just wondering.
I don't think so. I think it would actually drive me more crazy than him if I knew myself like that I had secrets about him. I would just feel like the relationship wasn't built on like a strong foundation if I like had something like that I wasn't telling him, because that just means there's a part of me that he doesn't understand, like doesn't see and will not see. And my whole thing about like being in a relationship is like, oh, we like really understand each other on like a deep level.
Okay. So also like with relationships, like which marks do you like celebrate? 3 months, 6 months, 1 year? Like what do you do? Which ones?
He's definitely made fun of like the whole, so in Korean culture, you celebrate everything. Like on November 11th or something, it's like Pepero Day. Okay. And like you're supposed to just do something with your like you celebrate like the 100th day you're dating and stuff, but we don't really do that. Maybe just like the 6th month, just because it was our first 6th month. And like at that point, I think we just realized it was like the next day together. So we're like, I guess we should do something. So I think we just like got takeout or something.
That's like that. Cute.
Yeah. And then we like made it to the year mark. I think we did some sort of the same thing. Yeah.
Do you want kids?
Whoa. Wow. Yeah.
I mean, not necessarily my brother, but like maybe. Just curious.
Personally, I mean, we both said that like I think we're not really into the idea of having kids. I think it's like something you can't really know until you really know what your personal and career life looks like.
Okay.
For me, I know that if I were to have kids, it'd be like after I'm 30. Like I would want Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely before like maybe like the 33-year mark.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think it would be really nice to kind of not need to have, like, not want to have kids to feel, I don't know, fulfilled.
Okay. So if you guys
do you want kids?
In my head, I'm like, sure, but then like, do I want little Sams running around the house? Like, I'm a monster. Like, do I want little monsters running around? Probably not. But like, I think I do. I only have a preference for a girl or a guy, but also like, I think I just want one kid though. I don't think I want any more than that.
Here's my thing about that. It's like, because I have just learned from people who don't have siblings, it's kind of lonely not having like siblings. See, so I've always wanted to get a sibling.
I would be fine with not having my brother. Not that like.
Oh my gosh!
I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh, man.
I mean, I like my sister and I like my brother. But it'd be cool if I had all the attention because I'm such an attention seeker. No, slash like I never got attention when I was younger because it was always my brother and my sister. And my parents like them more than they liked me. So like I never got attention. So it'd be nice for a change to have that.
I'm the eldest too, and I only have a little sister. And I think like having that like dynamic between us definitely changed the way like we were treated, both of us, when we were younger. Because when I was like maybe 3 or 4 when she was born, and then she was born, she's an infant and she needs more care and stuff.
Yeah.
And like it can be kind of like almost traumatic for a person, for like a 4-year-old to suddenly have the responsibility of like big sister and like the firstborn.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, I don't know how.
Can we get the brother on?
I don't know where my brother is.
He's with his friends right now. He told me he was not interested in joining the live.
He said he would.
He did say he would. I kind of asked him again, and he had made those plans, so he couldn't. I think
he purposely made plans so he couldn't be in the live stream.
Okay, he didn't do it on purpose. I think it just didn't, like, the schedule didn't work out. He's very like happy-go-lucky with his schedule. So I think if he was free and like we were like, hey, you're here right now, join us, I think he would have. But
interesting. Okay.
Yes.
Is there any last questions that anyone else has with his friends, quote unquote? Let's hear what he's got to say about you. Yeah, the brother is not here, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm very curious to.
I would love to do this with Chauncey and see his perspectives.
So fun. I think it would be fun to do it with like all of the siblings.
Well, you guys leave tomorrow though, right?
Yeah.
Sad. And when am I gonna see you next?
I don't know. Hopefully we'll still be dating.
Are you? Okay, I'm not gonna try to start anything anymore. Okay, you don't have to talk because I didn't ask you this. Like, if you want to talk about this, but how important is the physical part of a relationship for you? Because I know like some people have different needs.
Yeah, I think for guys, like most guys I've like run into, they feel a lot closer when they're physical with someone. Whereas I think for women it's different. It's like what you say and relate to is more important than
I never like of course like physical, there's part of it that is important in a relationship, but I don't know. Sometimes when I get physical with someone, I just like feel like icky. Not icky, but like I'm just like detract from them versus like actually am into them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I definitely share that. I mean, I don't know. Like
they already shared their love languages. It was quality time, right?
Yeah. We shared.
Oh, none of you guys had physical touch.
Oh, I think his like physical touch might have been one of like the uppers rather than the lowers.
Great. Cool to know. My brother's into physical touch. Good to know.
Yeah. I mean, we're not like crazy like about it, like about PDA or anything. Because I told him up front, like one of my things for like non-negotiations in the beginning was I was not really comfortable with PDA. And I think it's because I've just had like bad experiences with guys not knowing how to communicate like getting close physically with a girl.
Interesting.
So I was very averse that in the beginning. And I think that's something that like kind of also attracted me to him, because he was not like all trying to get in my like face or anything.
Okay.
So, but then like after, like as I got more comfortable with him, it just kind of like, I kind of forgot about the whole PDA stuff.
Do you guys make out on the streets?
I mean, it's like a goodbye peck or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not full makeout session.
No.
Okay, that's good. Because I would vomit. I mean, like, not actually, but like, I'll be like, ugh.
You know, now Chauncey might want to make out with me in front of you.
Oh my God, please don't. And I think that is it in terms of our questions. So, if there's any last minute questions, that's very straightforward. What a direct question. See, I'm all about being direct and blunt.
I love it. I really like it. I mean, you said that you kind of were the type to not be very confrontational, but
yeah, I'm not.
Be good at it.
If I was dealing with something internal, like the other person wouldn't know, right? So, like, let's say I'm going through something, I would never share it with someone else. Like, that's the type of person I am. I would be like, deal with it on my own, and then I'll let it like fester up and then explode some random day. Yeah. But the other person, like, I'll listen to someone else's problems, but I don't like sharing my own problems. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I like calling people out too in general. Like the other day, someone, like, I was talking to some guy on a dating app, and he asked me for a snap, like Snapchat. I was like, hello, sir, you're 27. Why are you asking me for a Snapchat? Is that how you communicate? Like, grow up. I literally said that, and he unmatched me. But like, come on, you have to grow up.
Yeah, because Snapchat takes so much time.
Okay, when people ask for Snapchat, they just want nudes. Like, just like FYI for everyone, when people ask for Snapchat, you're basically never gonna go on a date. It's nothing serious. They want nudes, and yeah. That was a little aggressive, but like, seriously,
I have had experiences where guys are like, hey, nudes. Like,
exactly. No, if you graduated college, like undergrad, stop asking for people's Snapchats. Like, cut it out. Let's stop that now.
I was on Tinder. Like, when I used to be on Tinder, I would have like my
I was going to say, juicy story.
But I would get so many guys from Tinder like adding me that I just had to like stop it, because you get so many creeps.
Yeah, Tinder is like not my favorite app. Bumble's better in New York City, and then Hinge, we get a mixed bag. So
yeah,
but yeah, no, I call people out on stuff. So anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed her presence. The next time she visits, we'll have her on again, and we'll revisit all these questions.
Maybe with Chauncey.
Maybe with my brother. If they're broken up, we could still hang.
Okay, cool.
Anyways, I'll say bye, and thank you for tuning in.
Bye.
Peace out. And.